What's up, MFers? Today is an exciting day. The UPS man just came and I gotta see if he brought what I'm hoping he brought. Yes, it's here, my baby. Woo, that thing is freaking heavy and awkward, but I got it in the garage. Here we go. In this box is a $2,500 fishing item that I have literally wanted since it came out a couple years ago. You guys want to see what it is? Boom. Minn Kota Ultrex trolling motor. This guy right here is a game changer. The Zark has one. I use it on his boat. I knew I wanted it for a long time, but after using his, I've seen how this is going to literally change the way that I fish offshore and really anywhere. It's going to be an absolute freaking monster. So before I get into why this guy is the absolute deal, this wouldn't be possible without the dudes down at Russell Marine Products. You know, I've worked with Justin at Russell Marine Products for a long time, and it's the only place that I would buy any type of electronics or anything for my boat when it comes to trolling motors, power poles, or any type of electronic hookups, any type of accessories for installation, anything. And the reason is they offer the absolute best prices I've found anywhere for any of these types of items, whether it be electronics that are really small to the most expensive ones, you know, power poles, talons, everything. You guys seriously gotta check them out. And thanks to them, we got this big, beautiful Minn Kota Ultrex. So if you guys own a boat, you're buying for someone that owns a boat for Christmas this year, I'm gonna leave his link right below. Go click the link. Seriously, go check out how cheap they have some of this Lowrance stuff. And they really have some awesome products coming out this entire season. And I will be reviewing some of those awesome products throughout the whole next year. So you guys can go check out some of those as well as they become available. So the reason this dude right here is an absolute game changer, it's a hybrid between a cable drive and a power drive trolling motor. So for those that aren't familiar with that, we've had cable drive trolling motors forever. It's what I have on my boat now. It's what everyone had on their boat up until like 5 to 10 years ago. So a cable drive basically is all manual. With the foot pedal, it uses cables to turn your trolling motor whatever direction you want it to, and that's awesome. They've come a long ways, and it's what everyone's been using for a very long time. Now its shortcoming is you got to deal with the cable that can break, of course, and it's all manual. There's no electrical, there's no talking between your GPS unit, your fish finder, anything with that. And that's where the power drive comes in. So I don't know exactly when it was, but the Minn Kota Tarova, I think, might have been the very first one that was a power drive. Now a power drive trolling motor is all electric. So you use your foot pedal to turn it, and then it tells the trolling motor what direction to turn. It's not manually using a cable. So the benefits of a power drive is, first and foremost, I believe is my favorite thing about it, is spot lock. You want to sit on a spot, you hit your spot lock button, and your boat's going to stay there because it's talking to your GPS to hold you right in that exact spot. And whether you be fishing one spot or you're fishing a spot and you want to stay there while you go back and cull a fish or fight a fish, whatever, you can stay right there in that one spot. And another feature guys love to use, especially guys that like to troll or guides, they can use it to troll from the back of the boat. Now the major downfall of the power drive system is there's a little bit of lag time, and there's not the feel of a manual cable drive between the foot pedal and it turning. So you can hit that foot pedal and go forward and backwards, and it's going to take a split second between that and your unit actually turning, and you're going to spend a lot of time looking down as well to see what way you're turning. Now, sorry for the long spiel. This guy is the best of both worlds. It is a cable drive system, but it's supported by a power drive system. So the way that works is you can put the foot pedal forward and backward. It's going to work just like your usual cable drive, but the power drive is going to kick in to help it move a lot more smoothly. And when you hit that button to turn that blade, if it's on 100, it's not going to launch your ass out of the boat like the old cable drives do, like the one I have on my boat right now does. It's just going to gradually work its way into that high setting. And most importantly, it has spot lock. It has all the great features of power drive. It has north heading, so you can just push a north heading button, go back and tie whatever bait's on. That thing's going to head straight ahead wherever you're going. If you're heading to your next spot and you want to tie a bait on, it's an awesome, awesome feature. And those are just a couple features. I'm not going to touch on all of them, but it's freaking sick. So what we're going to do in today's video can apply to anyone that has to install a trolling motor on their boat. We're going to take this guy out of the box, take all the parts, lay them all out, and I'm going to go a step-by-step process of putting this guy onto my boat, getting it mounted, and ready to rock and roll. Now, I've never done this installation with this trolling motor, and to be honest, it's probably the most complex installation of any trolling motor there is on the market right now. So if you can go through the steps to do this, if I can figure out how to do this, you'll be able to watch this video and go install a trolling motor yourself. Let's get to opening this bad boy up. All right, step number 1. Obviously, we're gonna take him out of the box. Well, this is the best way to do this, probably not. Nope, definitely not. Boom. Trolling motoring. So definitely going to be important that we lay everything out, get everything separated, everything put in its proper pile. Really doesn't look that intimidating, honestly. We got a bunch of parts, diagram everything in here, all the screws, hardware, got the mount, the head unit, foot pedal. Everything's good to go. Let's do it. So I guess the first step I didn't really get into explaining is take off the old trolling motor. I obviously did that already. It took about a half an hour. Really not a difficult process taking off. It's an old Minn Kota Maxim, and hopefully, I'm really hoping these holes right here for the bracket match up to this guy. I think they might, so fingers crossed on that one. And they freaking do. Awesome. This is so perfect. Already going really, really well. Now, since I already have holes drilled in here, I don't have to drill anything, which is great. If you do have to drill anything, you're gonna wanna drill just a hair bigger than whatever size these bolts are, obviously. And before you drill down there, be sure to check, make sure there's no obstructions underneath any electrical paneling, any rods, reels, anything down below. You're definitely gonna wanna do that first before you do any type of drilling. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna drill these down in there, which don't need to be drilled in, but it's kinda hard to do it. Finger tightening. Now, something else to keep in mind for positioning. Luckily, mine lined up perfect from where it needs to be based on where my old trolling motor was. Absolutely perfect. The positioning of this guy right here, you want this point, this front guard piece on the trolling motor to be just over the edge of the bow of your boat. That's going to keep the head unit from banging against the side of the boat whenever you drop it or pick up the trolling motor, and this is it's perfect. It's right over the edge, and that's right where we want it. Another thing to keep in mind is, if possible, it's not possible on my boat because of where the rod locker is located, keeping your head unit within the gunnel side of the boat is going to keep it from banging around, hitting any trees, dock posts, etc. Now, I'm just going to have to obviously be a little bit more careful with that, not to hit anything, but next step is to tighten down the screws on these bolts, holding it to the deck of the boat. So this part, not that fun, but very, very important. So the first thing I want to do is take the washer, obviously put it on the bottom with whatever bolt is under there, and then we're just going to get the nuts started on there before we tighten anything down too tight. All right, next step is to drill those suckers home. We're going to have to grab it with our pliers from underneath. We're going to drill it from the top. Now, something they probably don't tell you about this installation, it takes a number 3 size Phillips head screw. I don't know if a lot of trolling motors take that, but that is kind of something special with this one. That's what matches up to the bolts, and it'll keep you from stripping those out. So number 3 is very important to go pick that up. It's going to save you a lot of hassle in the future. All right, now that we got the mount screwed on, it's time to attach the head unit, the entire trolling motor unit, to this bracket right here. And the way you do that is with this little tiny Allen wrench bolt. It's gonna be kind of hard to see this, but it attaches real easy and simple right in here. By easy and simple, I mean it's really freaking heavy and awkward, but that is how it locks down like so. So now we're just gonna take this dude right here, take our Allen wrench, we're gonna connect this guy just like so. All right, well, fun fact for you guys, a little tidbit of information that I did not know previous to installing this that you might want to keep in mind. This actually won't stow in my garage. It's too tall. So if you have your typical, I think mine's a 7 or 8 foot garage door, it's probably not going to be tall enough. So I took this guy off, and now I'm going to screw it back in and hook it up so I can tilt it all the way back, put the lift assist on, which will be the next step. It's okay though, this actually gives me a lot more space anyways, even though it's 30 degrees right now. All right, like I said, next step is the lift assist. This guy right here, a very, very important piece. for this motor, because it is a very heavy motor. It'll keep it from slamming down on the bracket when you drop it in, and it'll help you assist. It'll push that motor back up when you lift up out of the water. So this is the bar that comes with that, and then we got these two, just dropped one into the abyss, these two black spacers, and then two little screws. So the way we're gonna do this, I recommend doing it with two people. It's gonna be a little bit more difficult to do with one person. This guy needs to line up with these holes right here. All right, so we're gonna take one screw, tighten it down in there. So in order to do this, it is difficult to do with one person. So we're gonna take the screw, line it up with the hole, get the first spacer, put in there, just like so. And then we're gonna very carefully bring this motor down until it lines up with the lift assist. Once it's lined up with that guy, everything becomes a little bit easier. Now, to get this second spacer in, this is not going to be a simple deal. One trick I saw online to get it in is to take it, put it on the end of a screwdriver. That way you can work it in. That way we can throw the spacer in there. And as we push the rod through, it's just gonna kind of slowly push the screwdriver out. Now we're good to go, it's spaced out. Take the other screw that comes with that, put it on the other side, and just tighten them down. So as you can see, lift assist is now good to go. It is much, much less heavy with lift assist, both on and off. And we're getting there, folks. Next step, let's put on the prop. And this will apply to anyone with the trolling motor at all if you want to learn how to change your prop. Always a good practice to take off your trolling motor prop every month or two, clear the fishing line and everything that could be bogging it up. So it says discard the red washer. So we're getting rid of the red washer. We'll pop this guy off. This is just a cover that comes with it. So we're gonna make sure we line up our little pin with the inside marking on the blade right there. Get it nice and centered. We are good to go. Washer goes on, locking nut right after that. And we're just gonna tighten it down at this point using a ratchet. Nothing too exciting or out of the ordinary here. I wanna make sure that's down there pretty tight though, and we are good to go. So as far as this part of the install, and don't mind my giant mess I've created, we have one more final step, and that is to get this guy, which is the bar that's going to protect it from slamming onto the deck, assembled onto this piece right here. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to take this off and we're going to hook this bracket and secure the bracket, these nuts, to where they go on the trolling motor. So once again, we are going to need our Allen wrench, screws that come with it, and a socket 1/2 inch size. So once we get it lined up, very simply just going to tighten her down. It comes with two locking washers that will go down once you use that Allen wrench on them. All right, that is locked down tight. So as you can see, they give you plenty of rod to work with here, way more than you would ever really need. So we need to cut this down. We're gonna use a hacksaw. I actually like to use a jigsaw to do that. It goes a little bit quicker, a little bit less effort. So it's gonna go like that, right down there, but obviously you need this threaded end that comes with it to go right into the threads in this guy. And this is very, very important. You can easily destroy your trolling motor, have it bounce up, bounce all over the place, tear up your bracket. Been there, done that at Mille Lacs, if this is not done properly. So the first thing you want to do is absolutely make sure this guy is locked down. So they have a tendency to want to be up in this position. They have a tendency to want to be in this position, and you just need to push it down a little bit further so it is completely locked down. So the next thing you want to do, this rod's going to be down exactly like that, but in order to get it just the right length, we're going to flip it upside down. You want to go about a 1/2 inch up past the bar, make a little mark right there, and then that's where you're going to be cutting it. Boom, got her cut. All right, so here's the step. You're going to want to take the cut end, put this little butt end on there. That's a very important piece. You're going to lift this guy up, and you're just going to screw it up in there. All right, so now that I got it locked in, unit is down. You want that bar just so it's meeting the bottom of your boat we're gonna unscrew it just a hair. Then we're gonna lock this nut into position. And then we're just gonna throw this other cap right on top, like so. That guy is not going anywhere. So I think I'm actually going to take this video out right here. The steps we have left to do, obviously connect the foot pedal down, not too difficult there. We connect with bolts down to the recessed foot pedal tray, and then we're gonna take these two power leads and hook it into where the old power leads came from, right back to the 12-volt battery. Of course, you want to use a fuse in between that line. After that point, this is something that's kind of unique to this Minn Kota Ultrex. You need to hook this guy up right here just to a power source, and through Bluetooth, it's going to connect to the Ultrex head unit. That's really all you got left to do at that point. I'm gonna hook this guy either in the front of the boat or the back of the boat. Not really sure. As you can see, it's got this little arrow on it, and that is so it's a north heading position. That's how you're going to set up your iPilot and set up any type of GPS tracking. Now, one other step you got to do is hook up your GPS fish finder to the trolling motor so you can use your GPS on there to track exactly where to go. The way you do that is with the cord provided. Now, since Minn Kota is in bed with Humminbird and not Lowrance, and I have Lowrance, I need to get a special adapter cord for that connects right to the Lowrance unit, which I do not have yet, but I will very soon. Well, that's all I got for today, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this install video. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below. Really, the only things are, take your time, use really good bolts to connect this bracket to your boat. That's the most important thing, is getting the positioning down, because that is a lot of weight up and down, over and over, hundreds, thousands of times. And so you really want to make sure that is locked in there tight. Once again, huge shout out to Russell Marine Products. If you guys haven't checked them out, hit the link down below. If you own a boat, know someone with a boat that you're buying a gift for, or if you're thinking about getting in the market for a boat, that's the place you want to go to pick up any types of electronics, even kayak guys, John boat guys, whatever. Best prices, and they have some freaking sweet stuff coming in the next couple weeks. I can't tell you guys what it is exactly yet, but go down and check out their website. Like I said, I'll be doing a lot of product reviews and showing you guys some of the awesome new products that are going to help fishermen's lives on the water and make your boat just completely upgraded throughout the season. As always though, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like it, go hit the thumbs up, subscribe to Melican Fishing. I'm out of here. I'm going to go do some John boat fishing here any second now. Peace!